I need at least 100 grand before you can approach me. Always had the wisdom, I was hanging with them OGs. Down to go to war for my baby and the broskies. Star status ready for my close up, ain't no cold feet. Nigga, I was born for this shit. Funny how quickly they forget when you initiate the shit. Pushing back against the wall, got my shooters on call. Stone cold, break the mold. Who they thought they could control, not a soul.
Shout out Dave B. Hey.
Tell the planets make space when I land. Tell them people put the paper in my hand. Ever since I was a kid, I've been a man. I'ma change the fucking world if I can. Hey, ain't no question. I'm giving out lessons in my face, like what's the message? Make them big on my mouth when I express it, but it still ain't enough. Like the less compared to love, that's the reason I don't rush. Yeah, I once had a dream, I'll be chilling in the cut. Then it hit me in the gut, I gotta give it up. Maybe I'm just being scared, getting lost inside my head again. The fuck I'm standing in my circumstances, I'm commanding shit.
My boy Dave B.
Yeah. Hey, okay, D. My dreams, I'm a star on the scene. I can't leave. It's not without me shining. Oh, bling. You see money when you dance. About the only time I'm on it, honest when they need somebody. Yeah, I get it. Artists in the city, I can never fall down. It's done. And I go black, them niggas don't bling. In my jeans, yeah, I've been cold. Been so the game, I'm a fucking pro, nigga. Hey. I can't dwell on the past, man. It is what it is. Okay, I did what I did. If I didn't go through that shit, I wouldn't see it how I see it. They all know what I'm about, cause I've been like this as a kid. That's why I don't give me credit. Just know what I done did. Cruising in my spaceship, so good with the rock. They might think that I'm amazing. Love ain't a man, cause I do not do that chasing. Working on these niggas, but I'm keeping up like Jason. Niggas so hot, I give them 10. You never gonna stop, cause I got plans. Ever since I was a little boy, I've been the man. I'ma continue to advance. No, I can't relax, and I'm back at it again. Like I just relapsed, and I can't miss my chance. So I gotta cut the slack. Use it the best way that you can. Because when it's gone, can't get it back.
Yo. Good evening. We not even gonna speak on what we about to speak. What we about to speak on. We not speaking. We spelling, cause you might as well get it out before the new moon gets here. So basically, my stream started acting funny. The screen went black when I got on to, Kevin Hart is a plant, but the chart's gonna allow you to see for itself. It was a whole hour, and I just cut it just to start over. So shout out to everyone that joined. Shout out to Dave B. Cleansing this space, cleansing this energy is aura real quick. But yeah, so basically you saw, if you know, shout out what I like to say, Wale. So shout out my boy Wale Jonah, you know what I'm saying? These ain't the shades I meant to grab. Basically, if you know, you saw the Cat Williams. No disrespect to Cat Williams, almost said Kevin Hart. You saw the Cat Williams. Well, you saw Club Shay Shay. Shout out to Uncle Shay Shay. He had Cat Williams on, and I'm about to put my hair back up. He was basically talking about, if you know. But for this topic, we talking about, is Kevin Hart an industry plant? Because the last I recall, I saw Soul Plane. I saw the Scary Movie series. Kevin Hart was in it. I didn't see any stand-up before that or anything after that, like Cat Williams said. So we are going to check his natal chart and see if anything aligns with what he was saying going on Hey, baby, I'm gonna keep this not too long because I had to start over because my screen blacked out because the shadow government was hating. Yeah, I just lit some incense, but I lit it for the intro, for the intro to clear. You come say hey to fuck. You come say the Wale. You know, in Gemini season, well into Gemini season. So let's go take a look. Um. So yeah, keep a long story short, because I did an hour stream, but to keep a long story short, I was anywho. Long story short, fourth house. He was expanding out of, mind you, like fun fact, like this chart is his chart is very similar to my chart. Um, as far as the house system, um, but the only planets to recognize that the similarities are the sun and the ascendant, and his Saturn is opposite of my Saturn in Pisces in the seventh house. And other than that, all the houses are the same. I did not expect this. I did not, because he's famous. So I'm expecting like my slow social media collaborations and expansion and learning, and what I'm saying, oversharing and overcaring about people outside the home, which he cares about everyone outside the home. We don't really see too much about his family. We did earlier on in the years, but yeah, because the sun is debilitated in the 11th house in Aquarius. But look at this. So from his fourth house, Sagittarius, Neptune in its own delusions about expanding, because Neptune is the depositor of Pisces. So it's in the fourth house, so it's all right there. But I mean, it's a water planet within a water house system. And I'm gonna be relying on the house system because this is the areas of life that these things are taking place in, not just the signs, the areas. Like the moon is on the cusp from his environment, which is like not just like steam, like where Libra and Scorpio would be, or fog like Aquarius, cusp, and Pisces would be, but it's like that scene in Ice Age where they have the pit with the freaking steam, and it's got the tar and everything, and they're running through that. It's like mixed with some super steamy hot ass waters that could boil your skin type energy. So yeah, what I'm saying, they don't really have any aspects to each other than that they're right next to each other, and that can be a room for where it's friction if you stay still and then just start doing something. But then if you're doing something repeatedly, then it's that steam constantly. So it's unpredictable, like the steam area in Ice Age, Dawn of the Dinosaurs or whatever. So his moon is there. So on the exterior, his actions are carried by his associates, and on the interior, who he is being deep within. What I'm saying, within his environment. What I'm saying, being in his own emotions, and working on taking power control over the environment. That's late, like I said, late degrees of the environment. Um, Way beyond the third decan. So learning everything you had to learn about um Scorpio, and being near the Hydra and the Hercules constellations during the Scorpio third decan. But Uranus is here, but we'll spin back around to that. So that's his moon dealing with Hydra, and potentially stinging yourself out of situations as he transits into the moon's debilitated. But as it transits, the moon's debilitated here in Scorpio. I don't know why I didn't finish that little last point. But as it transits into the Sagittarius house, into the fourth house, actually, that's crazy. His moon is his moon is 0 degrees in the fourth house. My son's moon is 1 degree in the fourth house in Cancer. So that's interesting. But look at this, y'all. Yo, I'm checking Instagram real quick. Okay, get it. Long story short, let me check YouTube real quick. Hold on. I don't got it set up to where people can freaking just say something and it just show up on my freaking on my chat. Turn that down so I don't hear my echo. Just turn that down. It's always one person on YouTube. There's always one. I think it's Steve or Thomas or Tom. I think it's Tom from MySpace that's on here. But anyways, back to what we were saying. Like, as you can see, you're gonna tell me we just explained the fourth house. He's not funny. I mean, after his laugh at my pain and then the stand up after that, the one after that, that one was starting to fall off for me. But the one after that was cool to me. I mean, and like Cat Williams said, we're talking about comedians. Like Kevin Hart is funny in certain movies or based off like the ride along. I feel like Ice Cube, you know what I'm saying? Like all good jokes contain true shit, and they're good jokes because when people are serious and they say the most serious shit, that's when it's the most funny. Like if it's like, you know what I'm saying, out there, like if it's just like straight to the point type shit. So Capricorn, you know what I'm saying, entertainment, things you're entertained by, is self-development. Empty houses are just areas that you are either you're unaware of in this lifetime and you need to pay special attention and awareness to in that spectrum, because you can either get taken the advantage of because you think you potentially know it all just by your energy, because there's nothing there like planetary wise influencing that style of energy. Then you got the sixth house, work, routine, service to others. Aquarius there, empty house. You're just going with the space. Like, is this I can't, I'm not really sure yet if this is a day chart or a night chart. I mean, I'm pretty sure, I guess I'm a night chart because the sun is in the below the horizon energies, but it peaks back through at the first and second house, so it might be a day chart. But anywho, progress through relationships with Pisces here, you know, being imaginative. So yeah, sixth house, overthinking or uh, being separate from and relate, focusing on your own way of thinking of being of servicing, you know what I'm saying, humankind or people in your environment. Pisces, being your dreams, illusions, and imaginations, the fanciful relationships. Aries, eighth house, new spark, a new way to see transformations or a way of bringing death. You can change like certain occult taboo rituals, as far as making things like a new image. Ninth house, you know what I'm saying, slow stability and instabilities or stabilities with abundance and expanding your teachings and wisdoms as far as stability in what you have and taking care of what you have, as far as, because you know Taurus is exalted, doing the most in the moon sign, so it's nurturing what it has. And yeah, it's pretty much empty from your fourth house, your upbringing, and your way of receiving attention, fifth house, your way of servicing other sixth house, your relationships are bringing balance, and eighth house putting these things to death, and ninth house in your wisdoms. And we automatically jump to the 10th house with Mars in the MC of his status, of your pinnacle in the height of your career, which you are made for, and being passionately communicative. We had Mars in Gemini the previous year before, and we saw, that could be like how Mercury, when it enters Sagittarius, a fire sign or a air sign, rapid passion and warlike energies about intellect, or speaking at fast volumes, or the hueness of intensity with tone and voice. And yeah, so we have Mars there conjuncting this MC. He's passionate in this lifetime because the MC is represents your past life, like the South Node, but it's like the energy where you're experiencing your energies and how people are seeing that energies go along, um, with Mars there in the first decan of Gemini, and MC's first decan of Gemini. So back then supported with Taurus like energies, with um with the constellations. Yeah, the Taurus constellations, and being back to supported by these types of energies. Fuck y'all, I'm happening. So let's move over and add another tab. We're at Google. Let's do Dark Star Gemini first decan, because this is where sun's at, this is where status at, and you can, let's jump over back to, or let's go to the planetary transits. I have no idea what that is, but this G, okay, it's Dark Star. We are literally like they're on your boys biscuit. Y'all see the Google screen that I was on, but it is darkened. Okay. Okay. Y'all saw that? That's why we had to stop the first stream, because it was 30 minutes of that BS. But anyways, yeah, I'm sharing this tab. Okay. Gemini first decan is ruled by Jupiter and Mercury. The sun crusates to the constellation of the Bull. Sky clusters of Aldebaran, Archangel Michael. I've been on this page heavy the last day, 24 hours. Gemini first decan, Jupiter and Mercury. Danny Warriors and Greek chick. This page had to be written by Leo, because she had no Leo slander. Oh, okay. Let me share this tab. Yeah, there was no Leo slander on this page when I was reading for my wife, for my other half, my partner. Fucking with the wife and shit. But see themselves as spiritual warriors and reformers. They're on this earth to stomp out evil. That's ironic. Artistic, political message. Interesting. That people, and let's bring the next ones in. Purveyable Good Samaritan. They're not fighting for. Okay, yeah, let's go negative side. Gemini, they can. Negative side. They can make excellent thieves. They can be thieves. Uh, okay, do they also passionate about what they believe in, but they also have been appointed by God. By whose God were they appointed? They could be arrogant. By whose God were they appointed? That's interesting. Call this decan the apple of Eden. So keen, though this face may be similarly paralyzed by the sheer abundance of knowledge possible, no being could take. Uh, Eight of Swords. Air signs are stuck with the swords so as representing them. So the imagery, that's where she's blinded by so many options. Appears to be stuck in one place, and also she could be this. You see, this decan could be guarded by um surrounded by swords because you may have gotten yourself in a predicament where you were propagated, planted low key, but that's interesting with the first decan. So let's go back to the disappeared. We are looking for the other tab that closed. The tab's closed. So we gotta go back to Astro Screen. Let's see if we can do astrotheme.com/May 28, 2004. I was 8 during this time period. So we were 8 years old watching Soul Plane. Error, this page does not exist. It exists, just not the way that I typed it in. But we're here, aren't we? So let's just let's go back to the searching period. This is why it took me so long in the first one. Okay, so let's go to the control. This ain't nothing, but it's all I need. And the peak ain't reached, but the peak is how I feel. And it feels so good. Feels so good. Uh, uh, oh. Whoa, I ain't scared of the fall. Remember the weekend? You remember that song? I don't remember which album or mixtape. I felt the ground before. I felt the ground before. I felt the ground before. Felt the ground before. X O X O. Show me the actual chart. But yeah, I can still talk about it. I can still remember it from the top of my head. See here, it was Mars and So his status and his MC, like half of his chart is literally unaccounted for. Literally. But I mean, half of my chart from but all the way through Pisces, pushed it all the way in one area. There we go. I think I click on this. Like I said, I'm not on here often. This is why I didn't like admin. For real, for real. Cause scrolling and scrolling. It doesn't really matter to me what the time is. I can make the difference between the moon, but that would really be it. Where's Kevin Hart from? I was just about to leave it as New York, New York, but we'll just do it in my time. Might have to click this a few times. I don't want to manifest it because it's right. Boom. Ah, run it again. All right. We're gonna share the screen while I find the other planetary transit. Where's the option to share the screen? I gotta go back. Here we go. All right. Man, this little light of mine is trying to block my shine because peep peep game. Peep mo fucking game. Now, where's the astrology that had the rock? It literally had a rock, and then and when I went to share tab, it's gonna show me some a rock that has nothing to do with his chart, and it's gonna sit there and tell me that it's his chart. Like, what is this? Who are you, sir? Whose chart? Whose charts is this? So now it's showing me his chart, but it's not showing me who. What? All right, get rid of the decan. And also, what degree is Kevin Hart's sun sign? We about to find out. Cause I'm a third decan. So if he Give me 1 second, y'all. All right. He's a middle decan Cancer in the 11th house. And his MC and his Mars is conjoining. Well, before we get back to that conjoining, his 12th house is Jupiter and Mercury and Lilith. It doesn't show it on here, but it's Lilith there. So, like I said, it's very similar to my house system wise. But so it's poor because Mercury is debilitated in the 12th house at communicating his self expression. His this and Leo's low key exalted in Neptune, so it's in its exalted house. So it's doing the most, but it's doing the most with communicating wrongfully. And we just read the decan, first decan Gemini energy about, saying, being God's little soldier and stuff. So now you're trying to communicate about Leo shit. And Mercury in Sagittarius right now, it's like, hey, look at the bigger picture, but it's debilitated. So it's also like falling in the 12th house. So it's not active. You're not thinking, using your rationale as far as like, saying the Leo 12th house represents your subconscious and things being bordered up and restricted. And it's a laugh at my pain concept. He expanded and expounded on the meanings and reasonings of his experiences and added the wisdom of humor with Mercury, because Mercury is fast, so you're not really going to get away with communicating and logical and rationalizing things. So why not jump to the humor to levy out the heavier body Jupiter that is taking the brunt of this energy. It's consuming the brunt of this energy. So the Mercury is not really noticeable because Jupiter is in its designated house, where the Pisces house would be. Well, it's Sagittarius, but in the lower octave, but it's helping out that 12th house to a degree. But it's laughing at my pain, laughing at his childhood, his father being absent, being on all these experiences from the 12th house that he made a comedy special out of. But we didn't see that comedy special before the movie. So why is he tapping into his subconscious about his ego and the solar plexus, along with his higher, like his fast paced Mars conjuncting his MC, and he's got the ascendant in Saturn in Virgo, so he's restricted to what he is able to perceive as far as analyzing, organizing. A lot of things are just flowing for you, the opposition of your Pisces. So a lot, but there's no planets in that house, but it's restricted. So you have no choice but to really just bounce around with other people's, letting other people low key worry about shit for you, because you're producing that boundary of how far you're willing to organize and break down the details. You're restricting others on how to look at the details. You have the more stronger, not stronger, but like more present and slowed reaction with Saturn here, right? Because Saturn is ruler of Capricorn and Aquarius, but Virgo and Aquarius are in conjunct each other. Yeah, Virgo and Aquarius are conjunct each other because of the Leo energy. So it's kind of like your mutable fluidity, but Saturn is restricted, heavy, and grounded with that fluidity, but it's still Earth, so it's kind of like dusty. You got Pluto taking power control and transforming what is bringing balance to what is bringing balance, what is being diplomatic and things of that nature. And it's interesting that your Mars and MC conjuncts when your soul plane movie dropped back with the sun in Gemini, and Venus is on the cusp with it's in the third decan. Okay, so it's closer to the bringing that Gemini energy into, yeah, Venus. You're appreciating that, the fact that, hey, you're gonna bring those twins, the Castor and Pollux, and some other constellations into the 12th house, right? So, and the sun, his sun is debilitated in the 11th house because my sun is in the 11th house. That's the only thing we have similar. But yeah, that sun, that's the when the movie dropped, the sun was collecting. Everyone was aware of what was going down as far as paying attention to, right, and expressing the things that you're passionately communicating and being relatable, what relating and appreciating ideas and going with the ideas and thinking and overthinking and over communicating. That's how you get along with this business. You go along to get along. So that's very mutable energy. And Gemini's a very, the twins, because you are one side of the energy, but Lilith is in the first decan, early degree of, conjoining your 11th house sun, and is Mars in Cancer is debilitating. You know what I'm saying? So it's very, stay refined, stay inside your homes. 12th house, what you're imagining, staying inside of your homes and working on the structure system and being restricted and confined to the home. So, um, right, like this is Mars and passes through your 11th house. So you, not only is the sun debilitating in your 11th house, the Mars is the debilitated in your 11th house. So what you're passionate about, what you're expressing and taking action on, as far as your associates and rubbing elbows, I'm pretty sure you're getting help, because the way that you're going out and about for passionately caring and expressing your care for these energies is going to place you, like, you got the perfect half chart scenario to be set, you know what I'm saying, to be set in the place, to be pushed, you know what I'm saying, to be pushed forward, because you might be leaning on others, because in your house you're expanding out of that house. You got what, Sagittarius, and you got the moon, and you got Jupiter. No, you don't have Jupiter there. You have uh the I could easily go and look. What do you have in Sagittarius? You got, damn, it's one. You got Neptune in Sagittarius. So the lower octave, the positive of Pisces in Sagittarius, which is having you feel more, have more illusions more, look inside yourself more. And here you got Lilith you got Leo in the first, and the ascendant is on Cancer. The ascendant, the personality, what people are seeing from you is this energy. So that is like, you put that out there, like, boom, 10th house, Sun, Mars, etc., right? With associates. So you're using your associates, conjoining your MC with the 10th house type energy. And the MC in that collection, when the movie came out, was in Aries, and that is a sextile. So you were taking that opportunity where you already have Gemini, the opportunity in your 10th house, and then you're pushing that agenda through the 10th house status again, and that is a square on Aries. The MC is squaring, so it's learning how to stand on business as far as presenting an image, and presenting that image, that blast from the past type image, is distraction and rocking people to sleep. And the Uranus, which is in, we haven't even gotten to the aspects yet. Uranus, which is in your Scorpio third house, Uranus was passing through. Uranus was already passing through, but Uranus was passing through your seventh house. So you were being unique and revolting and being original as far as aligning yourself for certain contracts, people, and longevity type marriages. You were doing shit in a different way, being revolutionized in a different way. And like I said, majority of these houses at that time were empty. So you're just riding the current and allowing the people to react and respond, fuel and energy for you. Especially with Neptune Neptune was in the eighth house, but Neptune would be in your sixth house of service. So you're using your way of, saying, servicing others as far as stepping back and taking a look and using your imagination. Like, damn, I can service. You're like, all right, me being the service is leveraging. Me shaking hands with the devil and being associates is levering. You might have had the best intentions. I'm gonna get in and then I'm gonna revolt and then da 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 da. But Uranus was in the collective seventh house at that time, so you had no choice but to do what when in Rome do as the Romans do, right? But still, you got Uranus when that went through your seventh house, like I just said, and then you had Pluto going through your fourth house. You were definitely going through a power and transformation. You were probably dealing with stuff at home and your private life as far as expanding, and like if you weren't taking power control of that, then that was going to take the power control for you, and you were going to end up taking, your talents and gifts on the road with you, type energy, for real, for real. And Jupiter and the Moon conjoining your Saturn and your ascendant and your personality. Now you're personally, like, Jupiter conjoining Saturn in the natal is a restriction on spirituality and the spiritual system. So whereas you might, like you said, God's good soldier, as we just read in Gemini, your first decan, that my dear boy Kevin, everyone that's joining along, you can't really see that, my dear boy Kevin. This is the collective. That, my dear boy, and it came out on Friday, a Good Friday, a Venus day. That, my dear boy Kevin, is where, what I'm saying, um, you were expanding and very strict with your emotions regarding to your spirituality and that spiritual systems, as far as you are super big on God, super big on the Christian household and your faith, and pushing that upon us, and the way you analyze that and go deep in the details on that, and you might be able to, you know, want to expand on different experiences. Jupiter is a positive of Sagittarius, so I think Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, so that means Jupiter is debilitated in Virgo. That's a guarantee, and Saturn. So that's an extra emphasis on the restriction there. That's when that movie came out. That's when, I guess, all those transits through it was all well shaped. But everything from the second to the fifth house of relating, of being in their environments, of being, the third house got the environment. But yeah, that's what's going on. We haven't even looked at the aspects uh yet. So we know nothing dealing with the half of your home that deals with going within, or your long contracts, or your servicing, all this shit in the limelight, going to your head or your imagination. You have your sun, Venus on the conjunction of Gemini, so possibly backed and supported by the Gemini, the Crux constellation. Pretty sure I could go look at Cancer Decan. It would give me the list of the 1 degree of the fixed stars, but I'm not gonna go and do all that. But you got your Sun, Trine Uranus, and Scorpio. So your 11th house debilitation is going to, bring that debilitation to Uranus, and Uranus is going to love that the sun is debilitated. This shit that we're supposed to be consciously aware of and paying attention to. It's like, come on, come over here to this environment where you're settling down at right now, and just change and rebel and oppose all your deep traumas, your deep issues, your deep traumas, and laugh at your pain and transform into something that's going to change the gears of the system. And he says, my choice. Remember, my choice, out of Cat Williams' mouth. And I saw the interview with Kevin Hart. It said, my choice. Back to the Leo 12th house. That's your excuse. It was my choice. But they brought it up brought it up to you. Yeah, it's your choice. They brought it up to you. Where you gonna go through that? Oh, I did not see that the first time. Your Chiron is in Taurus, and was that 11th, 10th, 9th in your ninth house. So you have a wound in experiencing and learning to experience higher education, higher knowledge, going and expanding. And like I said, up to that point, everything else is empty, where you're unaware of and being taken advantage of, or you are taking advantage of no influences being here, so that you can't be judged or looked down upon by, because you can't be judged by the planets or no energies of that nature and that type of shit. But you certainly got a wound, probably dealing with some instability, or being fixed on your own, not status, but on your own spiritual abundance. And therefore, like, you detach, well, no, you're attached to spirituality, but like you say, your dad was on crack in your upbringing, but not like you were getting closer and more fonder to God or cocaine, or however the, what I'm saying, your situation. I don't know. I'm just looking at the chart and reading what the chart is, what I'm saying, presenting back to me, like I said we would be doing. Your Chiron is trining your ascendant with Jupiter. No, Saturn is trining your ascendant with Saturn. So the wound is a gift to take your wounds into your ascendant, because I got a trine on my ascendant where I got Chiron in the first house. So it's kind of like role reversal. So you got your wound in Taurus of instability, or having, saying, beautiful things or beautiful objects that, saying, have that equate value to you. So you're taking that value and you're trying it with Saturn to bring restriction, or to ground these things and to slow it down, so that it doesn't, saying, go out, or like it's gonna be either one of two things. You're harsh with your criticism on others, saying, in your first house, your personality, or you're harsher on yourself, because like I said, you saw the tarot card, the Eight of Swords, so you might be in, just blind yourself to the issues that are surrounding you with the things that you have, and you are critiquing or over analyzing and projecting that out onto others. You know what I'm saying? That's my personal experience with Virgo in the first house. But hey, to each his own. We're just talking about your status as far as your career and making music. I'm not trying to get, like I say, extremely personal. I wanted to keep it to the 10th house MC and this interesting Mars here, and then the 6th house of nothing there, of service to anyone, and entertainment, if anyone, nothing. 6th house, nothing. First house, your personality that we see, like that interview. And like, I like Kevin, but he wasn't funny after that period of time, and that if it is pertaining to him being a plant or propagated, like, plants are here and there. Like, you had some talent for Life of My Pain, but like maybe something got to you and you started to reveal your true colors as far as your humor, and separating, doing the Paper Cup Boys, and being like within yourself, a type shit like that. Like, your mannerisms, we have similar mannerisms. People are always like, you're kind of like Kevin Hart. Well, duh, we got the same houses. We got the same sun in the 11th house, debilitated. Like, what? Like, shit. And then just the planets of business, like Saturn on your ascendant, being structured, being stable with your personality. Though be it your sun is debilitated, still a sextile of your sun and your Saturn, of, saying, you being aware of the people that you attract via your personality, and how you're still debilitated. So it's like, kind of like, your associates and people you're rubbing shoulders with may be making decisions for you, because it might be weighing down your son even more to the reality of the situation. The reality of the situation may be like, oh, hey, like, this is going on with your associates, and take care of business. And then the sun, sextile, and the opportunity of your personal experiences or personality, and your personal ways of analyzing. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Come here. Come here, mamas. Come here, mamas. Come here. Your personal way of analyzing this energy And let's see here. But yeah, in conclusion, y'all, our boy Kevin, bro. Our boy Kevin. Our boy Kevin. And it made when you sat, it made you think like, damn, it was so plain. Damn. Anything before that, may have been on the East Coast. And Jupiter in the 12th house, you're imagining that you're traveling to these places like Hollywood or LA. You're imagining that you're on these big stages, but are you really traveling? What's the I forget what the house of travel? Ninth house, you got a wound from traveling. You got a wound from experiencing from your childhood or moving around, as you said, from your childhood wound, but that affects how you are going about receiving, getting your higher education and traveling and touring and moving. And your entertainment, the fifth house, Leo, is fixed, but it's not really still either. It's going to go where the talent is, but it's going to go where it's comfortable. So not like comfortable like Cancer, but where it's, what I'm saying, where it can receive the most abundance as far as attention. But you didn't have these drives. You did not have these drives, but you were transforming and revolutionizing and going about your environment and your siblings in a different and unique way as far as your deep emotions. Like, come here, come here. Oh, so before I log out of here, what y'all? What's the verdict? This ain't gonna change really much other than people not rocking with like your stand up or your humor low key. But I'm gonna check out on Instagram, and then I'm gonna shut this. I'm gonna shut this down. Thanks for everyone that joined. I didn't even check this. Shout out no profile picture. Shout out DC, Laso. Shout out Fraton, Lil Kian. Shout out Jello. But yeah, no comments. No, what I'm saying. Juries the verdicts. You know what I'm saying. I'm a log out of here and upload the sun, the moon, and Sagittarius video, and then record back to the back of that the Capricorn new moon transit. Y'all enjoy this. Peace. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The pictures are feeling, and it feels so good.